What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Today is just a little bit of a silly one. I was having a scroll through the MX Bikes mods website and found this track made by Rubes, which is the Arenacross Tour Barry. I've done a track by Rubes before, which was Southwick. I don't know if any of you have seen that video, but I just thought you couldn't get any more polar opposite for two tracks between Southwick and an Arenacross track. So I thought I'd give it a go. Very standard track, obviously not many objects at all, no stadium or anything like that, but it's quite an old one, good couple of years or so at this point, and I thought since the track's so small, why not hop on the Super Mini, or not Super Mini is it, I got told off for saying that last time, hop on the smaller bike, the 85, and just see how it goes. I mean, technically, if you're riding a small bike on an Arenacross track, does the Arenacross track then become a Supercross track because it's technically bigger? I'm sure someone will get triggered about that, since is it an Arenacross track at all if there's no arena? These are the unanswered questions. I thought I was going to get away with that then. Yeah, I just thought it'd be something different, something a bit fun for me, just to chill out and ride for a bit. If anybody tuned in to my live stream the other day practicing for the MX of Nations qualifying, you see it was quite I don't think intense is the right word, but it was pretty serious, just trying to get as best laps as possible. So it's nice to mix it up and then do something like this where it is just purely for a bit of fun, just to have a laugh. And I don't mind hopping on this 85 every now and then. It's definitely a bit wild. It's hard to ride these things fast. It's something weird with the geometry. It's like if you turn too sharp, the front end will suddenly knife, and likewise it will all of a sudden just pick up and almost spit you over the back of the bike as well. But this bike that I'm actually running right now, I think it actually looks quite cool. I know like the finer details of the model and stuff, like the engine hasn't got that much texturing on it, but the actual graphics for this bike I don't mind at all. Oh my, hello? Jesus Christ, MX bikes sometimes, man. You gotta either love it or hate it. I'm pretty sure it's like Marmite. Oh, as well, for those of you that are wondering how I've got my camera slightly to the side here in third person, sorry. So if you know, I don't know if you know, usually if you're in first person, you press Shift C. You can move your rider forwards and back, and then you press it again. You can move them up and down. If you literally do exactly the same thing in third person, press Shift C, then you can. Was it Shift C? Oh, Shift V. Sorry. You can move it side to side. And oh, there we go. So which way to do that? Shift V. Shift V. Oh, that's handy shoes. Okay, so if you press Shift V, you can use the left and right arrows to go left and right, of course. But then if you press up, it resets it back to normal and where it should be. So if for some reason you're one of those guys that likes or prefers riding at a slight angle, I know some of the older motocross games came with that as standard, like third person but slightly back into the side. Then there you go. You can do that now, and I genuinely never ever knew that you could do that until I watched one of the Simbros videos the other day, actually, when they was playing on the Motomark compound. I saw that they had it like that, and I was like, what am I looking at here? Is this a mod, or is this something that you can do in game? But yeah, every day's a school day, always learning something new, so I thought that was a pretty interesting thing on there. One thing I've always struggled to do on these bikes is ride them in first person, so I'm going to give it a shot, see how it goes. I think it's just where, for the most part, it looks like a normal bike, and it handles so much differently. Can I trip? No, there's no way I'm tripping out of that on this bad boy. I think it's going to be a double my way through sort of video. I feel like we're going to get through a hell of a lot of laps in this. Obviously only like 20-second lap times or so if I actually do a lap without crashing. And yeah, it's just obviously not a hard track by any means. I'm not sure if it's something that you'd want to play as maybe like your first exposure to Supercross / Arenacross, because where it is so like small, I suppose it can be a little bit more technical than a lot of Supercross tracks can be. But then I suppose if you get on something like a 125 that's fairly easy to ride, it shouldn't give you any grief at all. At the time I'm recording this as well, I'm pretty excited for tomorrow for me. The videos that I'm recording tomorrow will probably be out prior to you watching this video, so you may well have watched them already. One will be the qualifying for the MX of Nations. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that I make it in. I know that my main competitor is going to be Owen Pittman, and he's very good at his hot laps, so I know I'm definitely going to have my work cut out for me, so we'll see how that goes. And then as well, I'm also doing what I will consider to be the hardest enduro race that there ever has been on MX bikes. It's on the full Krackenberg, which everyone knows is one of my favourite tracks of all time, but it's going to be at night time, so the visibility is going to be really poor. and there's also going to be no assists on as well. The server actually disables your assists, and you're also not allowed to run the max HUD that you see on screen right here. So I'm going to have no timing at all. I'm not going to have the map. I can have the gears, because obviously the game has a built-in gears thing that I usually turn off. I'll turn that back on. Other than that, it'll just be me, myself, and I in the darkness. Might bump into a few people here or there. Usually in the daytime, the track takes me. It's usually under like an hour and 5 minutes or so from the more casual runs I've had that aren't mega fast. And I've practiced I've done a full go of it, because you're limited to KTM, not KTM, limited to just 300 two-strokes. That will be the bike that we're using, so I've given it a full go on that, and I think I ran about an hour and a minute, so not a bad time at all. I think it's only like 5 minutes off of my world record time on a 500, so I was pretty pleased with that. I probably should, beforehand, do a little bit more practicing without any of the assists on. The one that makes the biggest difference is, I think, which one is it? It's automatic clutch. So I'm prone to stalling, because every time like I crash or I come to a stop, for example, at the moment I don't hold the clutch in, because it just does it for me. But obviously in Enduro, that happens quite a lot. So when you haven't got the clutch in, you end up stalling a hell of a lot. So what I've done is I've bound my right bumper button, which is usually my raised hand. So usually if like a lapper lets me pass, or I get into someone by mistake, I'll raise my hand and say sorry. I can't do that anymore because I've unbound it. That is now my restart bike button, because I have a feeling I'm gonna be stalling a lot. So fingers crossed it doesn't go too bad. Let me try and go from the right side, see which I prefer. I feel like I probably prefer this on the left, but I've done that already. Let's try it from the right. But yes, I'm very, very excited for those two. And awkwardly, it's going to be the Enduro qualifying will be first, and then the Enduro race will be first. So I'm getting all mixed up now, and the MX Works of Nations qualifying will be straight after. And I'm praying that having all of those assists off doesn't ruin my muscle memory too much, and I hope that it doesn't affect my times in qualifying too much as well, because I need all the help I can get. Like it is definitely hard competition, and probably as soon as I'm done recording this video, I'll probably hop on a couple of national tracks just to practice it one more time before I play tomorrow. I might even... Actually, no, tomorrow I'll have plenty of time to practice it, actually, because I'll already be caught up with videos, so I won't need to record anything. So, yeah, tomorrow the grind truly starts, I suppose. Probably, you get a few races in bikes every now and then. I know it'll probably sound really sad to say for some of you that don't really take part in events very often or aren't too involved in the community. But you get the odd race here or there that actually just like does mean a lot to you, and qualifying for the Nations would mean a lot to me. I just love the idea of representing your country, no matter what it is. I know it's a virtual video game at the end of the day, but there is something about just kind of representing your country that feels really good. Last time I done it, there was all sorts of people from Great Britain cheering us on and wishing us luck, so it's really nice to see. I think Nations is one of them events as well in real life as well, where everyone just comes together and supports the boys. And I think I've mentioned it before, if I don't qualify, then I wish whoever does make it best of luck, and fingers crossed we bring home the gold, and I'll see if there's any way I can stream it. I would really, really enjoy that. Just test out my commentating skills, because I've not done it before. Always something I've been meaning to, but majority of the events that I take part in end up being super late at night, like maybe finishing about 2:30 in the morning, and that's not the sort of thing that I want to be commentating and getting kind of like loud and excited about with other people in the house. If I lived alone, sure, no problem at all, just can annoy the neighbours, but where I'm still living at home with family for the next couple of years, that's just how it's going to be. So fingers crossed it goes well. If it doesn't go well, I'll try streaming it. So one way or another, I do want to bring you some sort of MX Bikes of Nations content. I just think it'll be really, really good, and I think you guys will enjoy watching it as well. And if you haven't watched my kind of video explaining how it's all going to work, please do go back, like, I don't know, maybe it's like 3 or 4 videos at this point. I have a video kind of dedicated to explaining how the qualifying works and when the racing is and so on and so forth. And yeah, go check it out. Very exciting. It's the event that I get most excited for each year. We've actually had 2 of them this year. We had one around April time, but that was purely because we didn't have one in 2020, where everyone was so busy hosting other series. So we've been quite spoilt this year, actually. But last year it was like everyone was handpicked. So there wasn't this whole qualifying process. So luckily enough, I got hand selected to represent Team Great Britain. Whereas this year, I actually have to earn my place. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it'll be good. And just going back to this track right here, it seems like it's another one of these tracks where I can just do lap after lap without thinking about it. Just quite a nice casual track. I haven't been unfortunate enough yet to test if these cones have collisions, but the hay bales definitely do. Hay bales have screwed me over once or twice here, and there's nothing too difficult about this bike at all on it. It makes it a little bit more fun, to be honest. They've actually got 125 engines in them. When you go and have a look at the information and stuff, it has got 125 cc's, even though it's in an 85 frame. So I guess technically you could call it a super mini if it's got one. Like, can you? I don't know all the rules and regulations like in America about defining something as a super mini. I'm sure someone in the comments can tell me in a nice way. Don't bully me, please. I'm trying my best. It's just not too up to date on that whole thing. But yeah, all good fun. It's a pretty good track. I'll link it in the description regardless, just in case anyone does want to try it out. It's the first Arenacross track that I'm trying in the game as well, so I didn't really know what to expect. I know some people aren't huge fans of Supercross in this game because the front end and stuff can be a bit springy, or it can just get a little bit weird, and you have to be very, very precise when you land in jumps so you don't go too wild. So I wasn't sure if Arenacross would make it even harder where things are so much more tight, but it's not been too bad at all. I think it's more the fact where there's no like really cramped tight rhythm sections. Like this section here is actually just double. I'm sure on a bigger bike, if for some reason you wanted to ride a big bike on this track, you'd be able to fit in a triple somewhere. Nice easy whoop section, just have to get in and lean back and accelerate, no dramas there at all, and then just a finish line jump. So yeah, all fairly straightforward. So probably quite a beginner friendly track, I'd say, to be honest. Is there any way that I can triple in this? Send it for the fans. Oh my god, that was actually really close. Okay, hang on. I need to go and hit that again real quick before I sign off the video. I was about to leave it there. I thought I might have to go outside of the bales to try and hit that, but that looked doable. Let me try it one or two more times. Well, this is where I kind of get distracted and just keep hitting the same jump over and over. Alright, don't hit the bales. Oh no, that's you've got to straighten the bike up before you get on the face of the jump, otherwise your front wheel just completely tucks. Give it one or two more goes before I love you and leave you. I'm sure someone else would be able to hit this probably first time. Right, let's come out wide. No, okie dokie. I'm going to call it there before I spend the next 5 minutes sitting here hitting this one jump over and over. But all in all, good fun track. Well done, Rubes, again. I don't think Rubes ever puts anything out that is bad, like quote unquote bad. I know he always puts a lot of detail into his work, and he never releases a track that he's not fully happy with, which is kind of the kind of quality that we like to see in the community. So thank you very much, Rubes. If you want to see another one of Rubes' track, which is the polar opposite of this, go and check out my eroded Southwick track. I feel like I might have said Sandwick earlier. I think I'm thinking of bloody Reflex, not instead of real life. I do apologise if I said Sandwick and not Southwick. Go check that out, because that again, one of my favourite Nationals tracks, I think, especially the version that's not groomed, the rutty version. You know, I'm a bit of a fan of my ruts, and this track's written up quite nicely as well. Actually, that's one thing that I've noticed on Rubes' tracks is the track always erodes really well and deforms well. I by no means know how much effort it takes behind the scenes to mess with all the dirt files to get the track eroding nicely, but you see, like, we've got a nice rut looking here. The ruts through the whoops aren't getting to the point where you can't go through the whoops at all. It's still nice and rideable. So yeah, all good stuff. Well done, Rubes. Thank you very much, and thank you guys for watching as well. Please do drop a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And whatever it is that you're doing for the rest of the day, enjoy yourself, be happy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
Got bad shit all up in my mind right now. Fucking give me a minute and I'ma let it all out. I don't give a shit about an opinion, be another dimension when I wake up. Bitch, it's time to fill the cup. Got no fucking love, I feel so stuck on my luck. Get fucked.